Hello everybody, this is my third video. Most people who have seen my videos before, they'll know that I've simply done videos on fantasy coins from Fantasy Coins LLC. So you're probably wondering, why am I showing my face now? Especially if this is only my third video. And I'm doing it because I'm also a writer. And I'm putting out this video today in regards to the behavior of a writer by the name of Phaleena Hopkins. F-A-L-E-E-N-A. Hopkins, if memory serves. She put out a trademark for a book series, apparently, that she was writing at one point called The Cocker Brothers. C-O-C-K-E-R. That would be perfectly fine since it's done to protect the branding of the characters and the books. She has since taken things a bit further. She is trying to go the Fine Brothers route, where they tried to create a trademark on the word react. She is now trying to claim control over the word cocky. C-O-K-C-Y. Excuse me. C-O-C-K-Y. Good Lord. I apologize. I'm very, very upset about this entire mess. She has utilized this trademark, which apparently she got slipped through the Patent and Trademark Office of the United States, to get the trademark made, and she's now using it to attack other writers, to have reviews taken down, if they have the word cocky in their title or in their branding. Now, apparently, what she has done also means that she has been violating several copyrights. She has violated copyright on the creator of the font that apparently she's using for her books. She has also basically been emailing other writers saying, you have to change your book title, otherwise I'm going to take you to court, and my lawyer has said I will win. Long story short, she's been doing a lot of crummy stuff to other writers, and it's really disgusting. Now, this is something that has been a big impact on the romance writing community, and I believe they're called the RWA. I believe it's the Romance Writers of America, but it may also be Romance Writers Association. I apologize if I am incorrect in this, because again, this is something I only just learned about today, and I'm not a member of the RWA. Unfortunately, I'm not a member of any writing organization. I wish I was, but my monetary situation does not allow for that. However, I am a writer, and as a writer, I feel I have to stand up and stand in solidarity with writers when they are being harmed by someone who is abusing not only intellectual property law, trademark law, whatever you want to say she's abusing. She effectively is abusing both. But when she tries to do this to harm other writers, that's where I have a problem. I have noticed that in the writing community, unless there is a personal grudge between writers, and I rarely see that most writers will try to simply promote their own work without trying to hurt the work of other writers. This is not what Ms. Hopkins is doing. And she is basically threatening other people's livelihoods. She is forcing them to make changes to things that they have worked hard on, including stuff that may predate her own work. Now, this is not something easy to do, especially once something has already been put to print. And part of the problem is that, again, she originally had a trademark on the Cocker Brothers as characters. If this had been as far as she took it, I don't think there would be an issue. I don't think anybody would have batted an eye at that. Unfortunately, that's not what she did. She is continuing to double down on this. She has made a point of claiming that she did nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing. When she has threatened other writers, she has caused them, problems. And long story short, the RWA is looking into this. I believe their lawyers specifically are looking into this. And I do hope that they are able to force her trademark into cancellation. There are at least 1 or 2 petitions that I am aware of that are basically petitions to have the trademark that she has canceled. Excuse me, trademarks. She actually has 2 trademarks. I don't know how they work, but they're both for the word cocky. There are other videos out there that can more properly explain it. I don't understand copyright law, trademark law, intellectual property law outside of very, very broad strokes basics. So I'm not the best person to talk about what that really means. What I do know is it is harming other writers, and it is causing problems for them. Again, I am a writer myself. I've done everything from fan fiction to magazine work for a college magazine to eventually self-publishing my own work in 2006. If it were me in this situation, I would be livid, just on my own behalf. But because I am somebody who does consider myself to be part of a community of other writers, even if I may never run into any other writers, they are still what I consider colleagues, even if we've never met, even if I'm never going to meet any of them. All right? Most of these people don't know my name. I don't know the majority of theirs. And obviously, I'm not going to claim I'm bosom buddies with anybody who's actually a big name in the writing world. But I do see them as members of a very unique community. A community that tries to bring a little joy into the world through the written word for others. Yes, there is an aspect of wanting to make money off of it. There's no question about that. You have to make a living somehow. But most of these people are probably making very little off their work. When you see individuals say, oh, well, he's a writer or she's a writer, they must be rolling in money. No, the likelihood is they're probably not. In fact, most writers probably have day jobs that they're probably better known for than they are known for their writing. For every Stephen Hawking's, who puts out like a ton of theories in the scientific community, there's the little guy who's just never heard from in the scientific world, who's just kind of plodding along, who puts out something here or there minor. Same thing happens with the writing world. For every Stephen King, for every J.K. Rowling, for every Linda Lale Miller, I'm sorry, it's the only name I really know off the top of my head from the romance community because my stepmother reads the stuff. There are a dozen, if not 1,000 more, and I know that's a large jump, but let's be honest, it's probably closer to it's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of writers out there who write their works and with self-publishing are able to get their works out there, but who still never make it big and who may not ever make it big. But for those writers, every little purchase matters. Every little fan that they make, whether it's a little fan, a big fan, an absolutely fanatic lover of their work, something like this matters. Because this is harming them. This is harming them, and it is going to continue to be a harmful situation. It also sets a very dangerous precedent. What happens if this is allowed to stand? How soon will other authors decide to go this route until you can't even have a title because of a word that might be trademarked? All right? This is not like a brand like, say, Star Wars. There's a big difference between an actual brand and a common everyday parlance word. That's where Ms. Hopkins has stepped over the line. Again, this is where the Fine brothers stepped over the line, and they're the best example I can think of for this, because they did almost the exact same thing. They faced tremendous backlash. They realized they were in the wrong. They backed down. They canceled the trademark. Ms. Hopkins is absolutely adamant on doubling down on this. She has been lying about why she has done it. She's claimed it's to protect her brand. Unfortunately, her brand seems to be based on theft, because she has apparently stolen the font that she is utilizing for her book brand and is using a trademark on that. In fact, violating the copyright of the creator of the font. So, yeah, she is basically acting in a very immoral manner. There are, again, a few petitions out there to deal with the situation. I don't know if they'll be of any effect. The RWA, Romance Writers of America, or Romance Writers Association, again, I apologize if I'm getting it wrong, are looking into the matter. Hopefully their lawyers will be able to do something they can try to stop this with. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would urge that you try to do your best to get the word out, stand up, and say no. This kind of behavior is not acceptable. This kind of behavior is disgusting. I don't know how many of you out there are writers as well, working on your first book, your third, your 30th, whatever. One day this might affect you. That's why I am urging everybody, whether you're a writer of science fiction, a writer of romance, a writer of paranormal thrillers, be aware. This could affect you as well. What if somebody decides they want to trademark the word alien? Yeah, somebody out there could probably try to do that. And then, where are you? Then, what happens to the work you put into this? Your words, your time, your effort could all be for naught if this kind of precedent is allowed to stand. It was stopped when the Vine brothers trademarked the word react, and they were forced to back down. But at the very least, they backed down after realizing their problematic behavior. Ms. Hopkins seems determined to continue this, and she has literally been lying every step of the way about why she's doing it. She has claimed she has been contacted by readers who have bought books through Amazon, which apparently is where she's selling these books, claiming that they got confused by books that had the word cocky in the title, thinking they were her books. Amazon is very good about putting the name of the author front and center on any page that they put out for a book. The books themselves typically will have the author's name right on the cover. So again, Ms. Hopkins is lying through her teeth. And mine aren't exactly all that good, so it should say a lot when somebody is willing to make fun of their own teeth by talking about somebody else lying through theirs. This situation is dangerous. This situation creates a very, very, very dark precedent. Do not allow it to happen. There are ways you can get involved. Spread the word through Facebook. Spread the word through Twitter. There is the hashtag CockyGate, COCKY Gate, and the hashtag ByFalena, BYEFALEENA. Again, just get the word out. Let people know what's going on. I don't know if this will actually mean anything to anyone. I don't know how many writers will read this, or, watch this. I apologize for that minor flub. This must stop. And the only way we're going to stop it is by standing up together and saying in one voice, no. You cannot trademark a word that has been in use since the Victorian era just to try to hawk your cheesy wares. There are a number of books out there that have the word cocky in the title. Nobody has ever tried to trademark the word cocky and then try to claim they're doing it to protect a brand, quote unquote. This cannot stand. If you want to trademark a character, sure. If you want to trademark a brand, that brand has to be something that is not in everyday parlance. The word cocky has been in use since at least 150 years ago. It is not the name of a character, place, or thing. It is a type of behavior. And it has been recognized as a word completely in the public domain since at least the Victorian era. I don't know how long ago that was. History has never been my greatest suit. But if it's been around that long, we cannot allow it to become something controlled by one woman who thinks it's okay to harm other writers simply because she thinks it's acceptable. I will link to whatever videos I can find about the issue in the description. I will also link to the one petition that I know of that does exist. If there are others, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to get them all put in the description box, I don't think. There's only so many characters you can put in there. Again, please, please, please stand up and say to Miss Felina Hopkins, no, you are not allowed to harm other writers, to harm readers, and to harm the writing community as a whole simply because you want to do harm to us. Thank you and goodbye.